This presentation is about Ellen Sachtschale, ceramic artist and instructor. She's best known for the natural forms of her garden vessels and blessing bowls. She lives in Clayton, California. Ellen fell in love with clay as a teenager and has been doing it ever since. She worked entirely on the wheel for the first 10 years. One winter break, she missed working with clay and didn't have access to a wheel, so she started hand building. She says, "That was when I discovered that I love asymmetry and texture and working larger than I could possibly work on the wheel. Clay became much more exciting to me then. I've been primarily a hand builder ever since." She developed the organic forms for which she is best known in the 90s. That was when she discovered that heavily grogged clay will stay suspended in many amazing forms. Her favorite was to belly it out by stroking it from within. This technique led to the bulbous plant-like forms she is known for today. Bellying out clay is simply rubbing the inside of the piece until it bulges. Grog is clay which has been fired and then ground up. It has a high percentage of silica and alumina. For hand building, grog in a clay body reduces the shrinkage and makes it less likely that a piece will crack during drying and firing. Grog is used in pottery and sculpture to add a gritty rustic texture called tooth. It reduces shrinkage and aids even drying. This prevents defects such as cracking, crow's feet patterning, and lamination. The coarse particles open the green clay body to allow gases to escape. The finer the particles, the closer the clay bond, and the denser and stronger the fired product. Ellen began teaching in North Carolina in 1996 at the Carborough Art Center. She moved to California in 1998 and began teaching at Civic Arts Ed in Walnut Creek. In 2009, however, her life changed dramatically when her husband died unexpectedly. With 3 kids in high school, Ellen was challenged to create a sufficient income for the family. This is when she developed Generous Nature Pottery as a side business, creating blessing bowls and seeds of gratitude that contain handmade paper ribbons on which to write personal notes of blessings and gratitude. Ellen still teaches her soft slab techniques for garden vessels in workshops throughout Northern California. She continues to teach garden vessels, totems, and teen clay at Civic Arts in Walnut Creek, California. Ellen also does slip casting from handmade molds. Slip is just a liquid mixture of clay or a liquefied suspension of clay particles in water and is generally a little thinner than a slurry. Slip casting is liquefied clay poured into a plaster mold. Ellen works with a lot of texture that she produces by pressing objects into the clay. I chose a method of texturing she calls whacking, which is done by rolling out a slab and striking it with a long stick, like a ruler, to create long, random, organic lines. Ellen Sachtschale mainly focuses on abstract floral pot making in ceramics. She uses many creative glazing techniques to get exactly the look she wants. She developed glazing techniques to get batik-like surfaces by layering underglazes and glazes on top of textures from her handmade molds. In her own words, Ellen says, "Though plant-like, my works reflect many qualities of the human spirit. Some conceal and protect their inner selves, while others celebrate in full bloom. Still others swell in willing anticipation of great growth. I often use the pod as a metaphor for life because of its simple beauty and the unseen potential of the seed within." Ellen's ceramics include planters, bird baths, bird houses, and other outdoor objects, all hand-built in her own organic style. Her wall reliefs are especially beautiful. Using a combination of flow, texture, and colors, the beauty of a simple ceramic vase inspires me to create my own artworks, thinking of how I can advance my creations to make a statement as bold as hers. Ellen's work inspires me because I am drawn to shapes that occur in nature, but taking them just a bit further. More texture, more flow, slightly unrealistic but still believable. Dragons and monsters that are alive with beating hearts and wild eyes. Ellen doesn't simply imitate nature, but adds her own interpretation, creating a style that is both natural and exaggerated, definitely her own recognizable form of ceramic art. Ellen's creations help me envision what my own can become.